Immersion essays, or shticklet. What is an immersion essay? An immersion essay is similar to the personal essay in that the writer is writing about her experiences. The primary difference is that the writer sets out to explore some new thing in order to write about being immersed in that experience, whereas in the personal essay, the writer is usually writing about past experiences that are part of her day-to-day life. What's a shticklet essay? In a shticklet essay, the author usually undertakes some unusual and often out-of-context behavior in order to explore how making this one change to the way she conducts her days changes her interactions. Sometimes these are changes to one particular sort of activity. For instance, the hit movie Julie and Julia is based on a blog about a woman who set out to cook every recipe in Julia Child's seminal cookbook, Mastering the Art of French Cooking. Sometimes the changes are to one part of how a person presents herself to the world and the impact that has on her interactions. For instance, there is a wonderful essay, though I haven't been able to find a copy of it for you, written by a woman who stopped wearing makeup for a week and dressed only in jeans and t-shirts, and her experience of how that changed the way other people interacted with her. The results were surprising. What's the difference between an immersion essay and shticklet? Immersion essays usually take the writer to a place and amongst people that are unfamiliar to the writer. These essays, while they may have touches of humor, are usually respectful and serious in their tone. Upon This Rock, which you'll read for this week, is an immersion essay. Shticklet usually has the writer doing something unusual within their normal daily routine, and then writing about that experience. Often these essays are a little more humorous. My Outsourced Life is an example of shticklet. Shtick, by the way, is a Yiddish word for a comic theme or gimmick. Which to choose for your essay? Choose immersion if you are a relatively social person and enjoy meeting new people. You have the time to spend 3 to 5 hours in a new place among new people this week. You prefer to write serious rather than humorous essays. Choose shticklet if you are sometimes socially anxious and prefer to do something on your own. You need to find something you can do for the assignment that doesn't overburden your already busy schedule, and being funny comes naturally to you. A few rules. If you are interacting with other people, always treat them with respect and dignity. Don't interject yourself into a new group of people with the intention of making fun of them. It's not ethical, and even if you do it well, your readers will think you're kind of a jerk. Don't do anything unsafe or unwise. For instance, my drunk day on campus or hitchhiking to Nashville might sound like great setups for shticklet essays, but they aren't. Writing is never an excuse for bad behavior or putting yourself at risk. Get the permission of anyone you plan to involve in your activity. Don't put friends or family in the awkward position of trying to figure out why you're spending the whole day in drag, or what it means that you're dragging them to a Bible study group when neither you nor they are religious people. A few ideas. Attend the meeting of a UTC student group that you wouldn't usually attend. Immerse yourself in a multiplayer video game you've never played before and isn't the type you usually play, and interact with the other players. Go with a friend to a restaurant that serves food from a culture with which you are unfamiliar. Chattanooga has a number of good, inexpensive ethnic restaurants for you to explore, and you get to go out to lunch or dinner and call it homework. Try a new activity, such as rock climbing or kayaking, that you've wanted to but haven't had a chance to try. In writing your immersion essay, remember that you aren't an expert about what you're writing about. You're a stranger to it, and be comfortable with that in the writing. You don't want to make vast generalizations about a group of people you've just met, or claim expertise in an activity you're only just learning how to do. Don't act like a reporter, act like a participant. Remember, you are there to learn by doing, not by asking others what they do. Pick something simple enough that you can write about it in 500 to 1,200 words. This probably means choosing to focus on one aspect of the thing you've immersed yourself in, rather than trying to write about it in a holistic or comprehensive way. In writing your shticklet essay, here is a rule about humor in writing. You can be funny up, but you can't be funny down. What this means is that you can poke fun at people who have more power than you do, and readers will be fine with it. So say you could poke fun at your professors. But you can't poke fun at people who have less power than you do or are otherwise othered. For instance, don't go to a meeting of survivors of suicide and then make fun of them in your essay for being so sad. This sounds like common sense, but often new writers miss the mark. When in doubt, choose to be respectful. Choose something that actually makes an impact on your interactions and activities. For instance, the day I wore my shirt inside out probably won't yield much material. The day I wore a tuxedo all day, though, might. Next steps. Do the reading and participate in the message boards. Comments are due by Wednesday at 11:49 p.m. For this week, you'll be writing an immersion or Sticklet essay of between 500 to 1,200 words. That's not very much, so plan your activities accordingly. Your essay is due by Friday at 11:49 p.m. to the message board for your randomly generated peer review group. When you post, be sure to tell your group members which kind of essay you wrote. Workshop feedback will be due to your other group members by Monday at 11:49 p.m.